Joining me now, Dennis Michael Lynch. He's a documentary filmmaker who was on the ground at the ranch during the standoff with the federal agents. What do you make of it, domestic terrorists?
I don't know where he's coming from. In fact, since I've been with you on Monday, I've had more time to really sink in what took place. That man, I want an explanation from him. I want to know why it is that I had M16s pointed at my face, why those M16s were pointed at women and children and hard-working ranchers. I want an explanation, because the more I keep on looking at my footage, that looked like Afghanistan. And if there was anything that was domestic terrorism, it was perpetuated by the government, not by the people.
Okay, but Harry Reid sort of spoke to this today when he talked about women and children and how they were used, he says, by the supporters of Clive and Bundy, and what he accuses them of was supported to some extent by a sheriff who came on Fox News earlier this week. But here's Mr. Reid today.
They had sniper rifles on the freeway. They had assault weapons. They had automatic weapons. And as one of the former sheriffs from Arizona said, and we had children and women lined up because if anybody got hurt, we wanted to make sure they got hurt first, because we wanted the federal government hurting women and children.
I was at the front of the front line. I heard nobody say that we were going to put women and children first. Nobody said that. Nobody said, let's go forward with our guns out. Who's going to shoot that guy? Who's going to shoot that guy? If you listen to the video that I have, and that some of it I gave you, everybody said, let's be peaceful. At the same time as I had a sense that it was going to go in the wrong direction, not because of the people on my side, but because of the people on the other side. And if I can use your camera for 1 second, Senator, I am calling you out right now on national television. I've called your office today. I'm going to call your office every day until you grant me an interview. I'm going to sit down like a polite businessman, and I'm going to sit down and ask you one question. Why did you point guns at the American people? Was it to protect turtles, keep cows, or was it for some other reason? Because we don't work for you. You work for us.
Now, some people are suggesting that Harry Reid had some stake in this whole matter and that he was against the rancher Clive and Bundy for political purposes. He wanted the land for development, or other people who pad his political pockets. None of which has been substantiated, but there's anecdotal evidence, circumstantial evidence of that out there. Nonetheless, Mr. Reid is the one who's calling more attention to this. It was over. People were moving on. He is the one who keeps stoking this fire.
Right, and the mainstream media will get behind him, and now everybody on the other side, so to say, Democrats, will sit there and say, crazy Tea Partiers, crazy militia, crazy Americans, domestic terrorists. Listen, you know how passionate I am about terrorism. I witnessed 9/11. I know what took place in this country in Boston. It is disrespectful to Americans for that man to call these people terrorists. They just want to get on with their lives. He is the terrorist, and as far as I'm concerned, in this situation.
It's not the first time either, because he called the Tea Party a bunch of anarchists.
You know why he's a terrorist? Because that man right there is trying to kill the American spirit.
Listen, you don't want to call Harry Reid a terrorist.
Yeah, listen,
now you're resorting to the same tactics.
I know, and I'm not saying that, but I apologize. But I'm not going to be afraid of Harry Reid. He's no greater than anybody else in this country. There has to be an explanation, Megan, why he's got guns pointed.
He does have a lot more power than the average American, certainly than the ones that he is calling names tonight. Dennis, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Senator Reid.